Talk about unscripted. Well, I shouldn't say completely unscripted. I've been trying to make a lot of notes about how I've been feeling, I guess, or like about Der Weltkrieg so far. It's difficult because I've only been playing, as you know, just the Eastern Front, and so I mean, how in the world are you supposed to make a proper assessment of this game? And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Dave Schroeder started with the Western Front. And if that's the case, and I'm assuming I don't... Look, okay, here we go. I'm just going to say from here on in, and I think you might... I don't know, unless you've got some major issues. It's pretty obvious I love this flipping game. And I'm not saying that, I just want to get this little beauty rant out of the way, and then I can start talking hopefully about the specifics of how I feel about the game, I mean, like the mechanics, and trying to get away from what it's facilitating for my gameplay. It's hard because Der Weltkrieg and the enjoyment of getting out of it or whatever, or the way it's facilitating other aspects of play, they're becoming inseparable right now. But I'm saying I could have also got, I'm sure I could have got this this type of experience or whatever with another game system. It just happened that it's the way it went and it clicked. In some ways I would say it's kind of the way classic Doctor Who blew my brains out when I was, I think, in grade 4. Someone mentioned it to me on during lunch recess on like a snow hill, and I went home, watched TVO, and that was it. 180-degree turn. Is classic Doctor Who the best show in the world or whatever, or could some other thing have done what it did in my, to my life? Sure, but it just so happened me and classic Doctor Who at that time clicked, and it was like, off I went. So that's what I'm saying with this game as well. And it's also, I mean, come on. The amount of connections that are happening because of this, it's just astronomical. Just astronomical. Yeah, so I mean... I just got, like, for example, I just got the first move or first half turn or whatever from Ken for Gorlitza Tarnov breakthrough. Hopefully I pronounced that again properly, or first time properly, or whatever. and then he sent an email about his explanation of the moves and everything, and I'm just like, I just feel so flippin' blessed to be able to interact with all this stuff. It's just like, wow, this, like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, wow. Anyways, here we go. Hopefully, hopefully that's the end of the rant business, and yeah, we'll get into the specifics. So what I'm saying is, if subliminally or at the very beginning, the focus for Dave Schroeder and whatnot was the Western Front, and let's be honest, there's a lot of different stuff going on. Even with my limited knowledge of World War I and everything, this is a way different looking, and I understand I've been twisting and turning and everything, but still, it's pretty similar to what was space-wise and everything going on. There's a lot of different, in other words, what I'm saying is the situations that are occurring here are really going to put Dave Schroeder's mechanics, I think, under... a lot of different pressures than you would see, let's say, on the Western Front, especially with the cavalry, which I've been having an issue with, but this game is so flippin' well designed, especially with the map. Oh my god. Okay, look, I'm just going to say this for once. If there's anything you could ever get out of my videos and you want to like apply it to Der Weltkrieg, for God's sake, stare at the map. And I don't mean stare at the map for a few minutes or stare at the map or whatever. And I'm not going to get off into Zen land or whatever, but there are times, I'm not kidding, I'll stare at like a chunk of this map. I'm not saying 35 minutes straight. I mean, I'll obviously wander off, grab some water or tea or whatever. But I need, pop some music, do whatever. But just let it happen. Like your mind will, or I shouldn't say you, okay, this is what's happening with me. So I will let it happen. I just keep staring for a while, just look. And eventually my mind will not look, you know what I mean? And the patterns pop up. And holy moly, sometimes it's like, whoa, I wouldn't have seen. And then the second thing about well designed for a map, it's almost uncanny. I swear to God, like each the hex seems to be so well designed for the terrain. It just blows me flipping away. Like there's so many times I'm thinking, oh, I can just I can't explain it. It is just amazing to yeah, it just blows me away. So what else can I say about but I will say, I don't know what the word is. It's organically happening or whatever, and you can see it with I mean, Alberto has already jumped way ahead of, yeah, I've seen enough, and I'm going to streamline the living dickens out of it. And it's, remember, this is all my opinion. I'm not, and if somebody wants to go and spank me about, Chris, you've got it completely wrong about der Weltkrieg and so on and so forth, spank me away, man. I will bend over and, well, just enough for spanking. But I mean, that's it. And I mean, I'm not worried about, getting things wrong. For crying out loud, man. I've been alive like, what, 55 years? So, yeah, I've had enough practice getting things wrong, for crying out loud. What I'm saying is, you can see how I'm shocked that this did not come up through play testing, in the sense that it's getting. Yes, I love and I'm always going to stick with this. What I think it should get down to is maybe into paperwork, the way you would do with Space Empires and so on and so forth. Is recording the divisions and brigades and so on and so forth. On paper, and have the strength points and so on and so forth as counters, because this is crazy business. Remember my opinion. It's just happening. I'm just noticing more and more, like even getting to the point now where I only even have 2 counters on the freaking hex, and I'm starting to use battle groups. And there's a part of it, the back of my mind, saying, Chris, what the heck are you using a battle group for? And I'm like, because it makes sense. I don't want to start screwing around. Like, I'd rather do this on a piece of paper rather than flipping. Anyways, that's me. I'm just saying. And when I'm going to go off into grand campaign land, if you think I'm going to be screw you, man. That's not going to happen. Because I need to spend as much flipping time as I can on the other aspects for my gameplay, which is going to be, oh my God, I had a huge conversation with Zoe this afternoon about it, which was awesome. And I think she's coming over on Sunday, which will be, we can talk more about, because I was like, look, I want to go off into, I mean, just like really, like multimedia creative play with when I do the grand campaign, which I'm going to actually stay historical, because I realized, wait a minute, later on you can, it's going to save me a lot of time, streamlining again, and all those a lot of the sides like Italy and Romania and whatnot, those weren't set in stone, so they could have went either way. I mean, who knows? Maybe the Romanian dude's wife didn't have as much say, saying, "Hey, man, you should be, sticking with England," or the other ones are like, "Well, go with Germany," or whatever. You get the idea, but. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, organically, it's getting to that point where I think I'm just going to start doing the strength point thingamajigs. Design-wise, yet again, for der Weltkrieg, it just blows me away that this is working so well on, and I don't understand. I haven't been there, I haven't played the other fronts and so on and so forth, like down in the Middle East and everything, but. Well, that's what I get for not checking the battery level, you stupid tit. But I actually thought I just think the batteries go so well. I'll have to check to see what I was talking about, because trust me, man, I was talking to also Zoe about it. I'm like, train of thought. Off we go. Oh, I think it was about the well. Like, if it can do such a good job on a front, I think was not originally. Yeah, I'm saying obviously Dave Schroeder wanted to do the whole thing, but this is so different, I would assume, than the Western Front, and it's doing an amazing job. Wow. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, if I can just get the, which, I mean, Alberto's already like jumped the gun way, like it's just amazing. Yep. Double streamlined. Wow. Yeah, it seems like I've really lost my steam here about talking, which is maybe a good thing. What else can I say about this? I don't, yeah, I haven't really delved in too much, and now I really am going to with Ken, and we're going to go through all kinds of special rules and, really get into all that stuff. But as far as I can see, so far, so amazing. Everything for me comes down to right now just quibbles. I mean, I have like a little tiddly biddly issue with the cavalry or whatever, but that's like I said, if I was playing against other people, I'm never going to. You'll never hear a peep from me. I just keep my mouth shut, just like I've done with everything else. When I play with other people, you're there for the experience more than anything, really. I mean, goodness gracious. And when I'm by myself, I do whatever the heck you want. Yep. That's it. Yeah, this game is just like I said, it's clicking with me, and I don't see any reason to stop. I'm even actually thinking at the point now, because of the way things seem to be changing with this game specifically. I'm like, whoa, I did not. Oh, hold on, I'll see if we can. Come on, you. Yeah. Even though we're supposed to be talking about the Germans. And I put all the green bingo chits and the red ones. Yet again, it's just for me to visually see. I know I'm not going to be able to get to all those spots. But it's just for me to, get that thing of where are they? And always have it in the back of my mind. That's where I should be starting to think. Look at this. This is just nuts. I understand there's not a lot of whatevers, but I'm like, oof. One thing I'm a little ticked off about, which I wish I had done, is I should have started entrenching. Oh, and it's like, come on, man. So that irritates the heck out of me. So a part of me is like, should I maybe continue after you're supposed to end the scenario? Like maybe end it until end it to the end of December. I think it's supposed to end at the end of November. It's just because I want the tide is turning quite a bit, and I'm like, well, maybe the Central Power. Oh my God! And you wouldn't believe the amount of freaking supply points these guys have. I had no clue. I was like, what in the world? So way over here, they've got 17. There's 10 here with the 8th Army. There's 8 with Corps HQ 1. There's 4 over here with Corps HQ 3. I'm like, okie doke. So part of me is like, come on, Germans, move your ass. And you should really hammer somebody, because you're just like, that's the other thing too. I have to remember that these guys should be surrendering. The 4th Cavalry Division. I think you can see them, or maybe you can't. It was like some Napoleonic freaking statue or something, but over here, those guys. So that'll be 4 demoralization points the Germans take. But yep, I think that's it. And boy, what a ramble! And I'll have to see. Hopefully, the other video I tried to connect did some kind of weird. That's why I had to delete it, and then I'm putting the A and B of the Austrian moves. Yep, like I said, this is a rant and a half. So maybe I should put a spoiler alert, or not spoiler, what the hell do you call it? Don't watch this effing video if you're want to be bored out of your tree or whatever. Okay, that's it. Love this game. I think you figured that out by now.